Hi, I'm Maureen and I'm an independent consultant with Jamberry Nails. And today I just want to show you how to apply your nails and how to remove them. I've learned that some people are really intimidated about putting the wraps on. They'll buy a sheet of wraps or 4 sheets of wraps and then I'll ask, have you tried putting them on yet? And they're afraid to. So it's really nothing to be afraid of, and I want to show you today in a video how simple it is to apply your wraps, and I want to show you how to remove them so that you don't get any damage on your nails. And I think when you see how easy it is, you're going to just fall in love with Jamberry the way I have. So let's get started. The first method I'm going to show you today for removing your wraps is the warm oil and flosser method. You just use one of those dental pick flossers that you can buy anywhere. And I use coconut oil, but you could use olive oil or just canola oil or anything. I warm it up in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and I just put it in a little bowl because you don't need much. You take your nails and you soak it in there for maybe 10-15 seconds. Doesn't have to be long. And you break the seal on your wrap. I usually use my fingernail for this, but I'll use an orange stick today. You just want to break that seal at the bottom there. Should have done that before I soaked it. Then I'm going to stick it in there again. The adhesive on the back of the wraps is activated with heat, and you put them on with heat and pressure, and it's good to take them off with heat too because it just softens the adhesive and you're less likely to damage your nail. Okay, that's plenty of soaking. And then I just use that flosser and I just work it underneath there and just gently wiggle it back and forth. And I don't try to rush it because you can damage the surface of your nail if you just go too fast. So just take your time. Watch TV while you're doing it, or just don't be in a big rush. So I can see that it's coming, and I just kind of go from side to side. You don't want to pull, but it's coming up easily. I love the smell of the coconut oil. Okay, and it just popped right off. Now I'm going to have a little bit of adhesive possibly left on my nail, so I want to use some kind of remover. I have this Jamberry lacquer remover. It's awesome. I'm going to just put a little bit of that on a cotton swab, and I'm going to wipe off my nail, and there's my nice healthy nail. Both the lacquer remover and the coconut oil are really nice and nourishing for your nails. Regular acetone or harsh chemicals really can dry out your nail, and you don't need to dry out your nail to get the wraps off. Okay, so I have one wrap off, and I'll show you how to remove another one. The second removal method I want to show you today uses the new Jamberry lacquer remover product. It is non-acetone, so it doesn't really dry out your nails. In fact, it must have some ingredients that really moisturize your nails because they always look really healthy after doing this. You want to break the seal on your nail. I think I'm going to take this one off. I'll mix up my mani with these two. Mostly because I really love the blue on this Aloha wrap, and this doesn't have as much of the blue showing. So I'll just take this one. Just break that seal at the bottom. Then you're going to take a cotton ball or a cotton swab, and you just pump the top a couple times. It's kind of neat how you do that, less likely to spill. So then you're gonna just work it. I want that to kind of flip up on me. You're just going to gently wipe your nail with the lacquer remover. This is also kind of a slow method. You don't want to just peel them off because you can peel off just a thin layer of your nail with that, and you really don't want to do that. Just want your nails to stay good and healthy. Okay, so I have removed 2 wraps. And the nails underneath look great, and they're almost ready to go for some new wraps. Now I'm going to show you how to apply the Jamberry wraps. You might be intimidated, like I said earlier, but it really is super simple. You'll want to have your nails, any polish or other wraps removed. You'll want to have one of these orange sticks. You want to have a buffer. You want to have a file, possibly clippers. I like to use scissors, and you need some rubbing alcohol. You can have a bottle of it, or you can just use those disposable wipes that you can get. Another thing you really must have, forgot to take it out, is one of these really great cuticle pushers with the little rubber end on it. You need that for putting good pressure around your edges of your nail. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do on your bare nail is just push back the cuticle. And you might not even see anything, but then as soon as you start pushing back, you see it kind of come up. It is there. Some people call that the invisible cuticle. And you can kind of push your skin back a little too. I like to get my wraps as far back as I can on the nail. So that's just about how much my nail has grown since the last time I had these wraps on. Okay, after doing that, you want to buff them. And I really love the Jamberry buffer because all four sides are just that not too rough consistency. It's just the right texture to give your nail a little bit of a less shiny, smooth finish so that the wraps will adhere better. After you buff, you want to wipe them with alcohol. And usually I'm doing all 10 nails at the same time. But for today's purposes, I'm just doing 2. And the reason you want to wipe with alcohol, you really don't want to have any natural oils on your nails, just because the wraps won't adhere as well. Today I'm going to put some French tips on. And I want to show you the difference between the French tip long and the medium. It gets kind of confusing for people. I don't know if you can see this very well, but because they are see-through. Now I know that this is the size I want on my finger right here because I've done enough nails. Now these are the longs. If I hold that edge right up to my cuticle, I can tell that I'm going to have just a very tiny tip of my nail covered with the white, and that's not what I want. So I really want the medium. So here's the medium, and this one has a little bit of a tint that has the pink tint. Can you see the difference there? You can hardly tell the difference. It's just a very, very light pink. It barely shows. It just makes the pink part of your nail look pinker. So I have the size I need, and this is the nail I want it on. And what you want to do when you're sizing a nail is hold it up and make sure that it's going to go cover your nail but not be on your skin on either side. They always say when in doubt, just go a little bit smaller than your nail, just a little bit narrower, because that little bit of an edge there will make sure that you have a better seal. So I do this a little differently than the official application directions. I'm just going to take that nail off, and I don't touch it with my finger. Whoops. All right, I'm just going to touch the edge where it's not going to matter with my finger. I just touch it with the orange stick or the cuticle pusher because I don't want to get any oils on the back of my wrap. Now the official directions tell you to warm it first, but I have found for myself, I do better if I don't warm it first. So I'm just going to put it on cold, and I'm just going to lay it there. Helps me if I put my nail flat down. Just going to lay it there and let go with the stick. And then I'm just going to push it on with my thumb. And I can trim that extra off here. And then I'm going to put it up to the Jamberry heater. This is awesome. Just hold it there for about 10 seconds. As soon as you feel hot, you'll know to take it off. And then I use my cuticle pusher to really get it sealed down all the way on the edges, the tip. Now, one thing you can do, I'll show you. Two different ways. Once it's cooled off, in fact, I'm just going to let it cool off. I'm going to put the other nail on here. And I'm going to wipe it with alcohol, make sure that I didn't touch that nail or anything. I'm going to grab that with the orange stick, and again, I know this is my size for my index finger, so I'm going to lay that on my index finger. Oops, it's magnetized to me. Okay, I'm going to lay it down there, and just, that's where I want it, and I'm going to push it down, and I'll heat it. You can keep your heater on. A lot of times I'll do this while I'm watching TV with my family and it's so quiet that it really doesn't bother anyone. And I can just be comfy in my reclining chair and do it. Well, that's plenty hot. Then I'm going to seal it down with the cuticle pusher. And I can cut off that extra. Sometimes I save the extra to use on toes and I'm a lot more careful. So, not this time though. Okay, one way I finish off the nail is by clipping. I could just take my clippers and trim my nail just a tiny bit. And then I just reheat that. And give it another good push. You can just push with your thumb. Squeak, squeak. There's one, and my index finger I'm going to show you with the file. I think it's cooled off now. You want to file it down at about a 90-degree angle. You don't want to go too far this way, and you don't want to file side to side. You want to file it up and down. Actually, just down, not up and down. So don't be afraid of being too aggressive. This is the Jamberry file, and I really love it because it has a lot of grit to it. And this part goes pretty quickly when you use this kind of a file. You can use a regular old emery board too, or a glass file. I've used a glass file before, and I really like that nice fine grit on that. Okay, that looks like it is done. And all I'm going to do is heat it one more time. And give it a push. Now I might just go with a full French manicure, or I might just leave these on for a while because I really like the way they look together. So there you have it. Pretty simple. It only takes about 20 minutes to do all your nails. The first few times I did it, it was closer to 45 minutes because I'm kind of a perfectionist, but as you practice, you get better and better, and I can do it in about 15 to 20 minutes now. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, you can go to my website or my Facebook page, and hope you just love Jamberry as much as I do. Thanks.